Yeah.
The only player that we haven't talked about yet has not seen any court time in Charlotte is Josh Green. He was involved in that 6-team trade where, Clay went to Dallas. I've obviously watched less of Josh Green than you, but my gut reaction to him, his play style, is that he plays hard. He's a high activity guy. He's going to close out hard on defense. He tries to get involved as many 50-50 balls as possible. On the offensive side, you're going to get a guy that, is a factor right away through transition, which pairs well with LaMelo. He can hit the 3-ball from the corners on occasion. And I think he's an underrated passer as well. So what is your overall scouting report on Green? And what am I missing with him that I may not have talked about?
I mean, you're not missing much. He does it all. And you hit the nail on the head with the 50-50 balls. To me, that is the most underrated. You mentioned the passing as well. Also a very underrated aspect of his game. But Josh is the player that will come in and change the momentum of the game. He goes after, he'll get called with some maybe overzealous fouls on defense, but this dude, I was so sad to see him go. This dude works so hard on defense and on offense to crashing the glass. Another super underrated aspect of his game is how he keeps possessions alive, because he's not going to hang around under the basket and get you a crazy put back dunk, even though he has the athletic capabilities to get up. What he'll do is he'll crash from the 3-point line and he'll jump up higher than everyone and tip the ball out from the free throw line, or even just grab it and then kick it right out to someone like LaMelo or Brandon Miller or whoever's just hanging out, or Grant Williams, even whoever's just hanging out there. And to me, those types of guys that are consistently willing to do the dirty work every single game against good teams, bad teams, in garbage minutes or not, because he saw some garbage minutes with Dallas, that's where he was able to continue to get more of the rotation, get more consistent minutes, because every single possession, this dude is going 100%. And so in my opinion, bringing him into a system like Charlotte, like you mentioned, playing transition, how he can slot right in there, get out and run, finish plays as a cutter in the half court, finish plays as someone just spacing the floor in transition. Because when he first got to Dallas, you could see the energy, the momentum, the hunger. You could see all of that, but the shot was the real question. Can you build on that? Can you get that going? And he spent a lot of time with Coach Sweeney really improving that. You could see the minor changes in his tweaks in his base, and just getting that overall consistency, building the confidence. And so for me, when I look at his potential with Charlotte, I'm like, this dude's going to be playing a lot of minutes. He needs to be getting a lot of catch and shoot 3 opportunities, because that's where he's going to be able to build on that. And when he starts knocking down, I mean, even if he just hits 2 in one game, you can just see his confidence go up even more. And then out of nowhere, he'll come down, he'll dribble the ball down, he'll give you a turnaround mid-range and a fadeaway. And you're just like, well, where did that come from? So I think that there's a lot of room for him to grow in Charlotte, just because how much they're going to lean on him, view him as a critical piece to this this youth movement that's growing, that plays both ways, is versatile. So I'm really, really excited to see him in Charlotte. I think Charlotte got a good one and didn't have to pay a whole lot, which just kills me. It kills me. But I love Josh Green. He's been one of my favorite players in Dallas since he got drafted. So I definitely think Charlotte got a good one. There's a lot to be excited about there. The shooting, the on-ball defense, the off-ball defense, the full court pressure, even just making opposing teams take their time getting the ball up the court, tiring them out a bit. He's really good at that. And he also is a culture builder in terms of, just like I mentioned, the hardworking nature, but also how he's not a guy who's going to start stuff. He won't start stuff, but if guys are jawing at him, he's not afraid to finish it, and he won't back down. And that is one of my favorite things, because even though when he's been in Dallas, he's always been one of the young guys, a young guy, but he doesn't carry himself like a kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think is good for any locker room. So again, really, really excited to see him grow with this group.
Yeah, when he was introduced to Charlotte's media, he was very mature for a 23-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah, it did not seem like a kid, as you say.
Not at all.
Now, I've seen some places where they've talked about Josh being kind of a passive player. And how much of that do you put into the stock? Okay, he's playing with Luka, that plays a role, or is that just part of his nature? Because sometimes you see the stat lines, he fills up the other stuff, but sometimes the scoring can kind of be 2 points here, 4 points here.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think he has been passive. And I do think that you can put a healthy amount of that on the fact that it's like, well, we'd rather have Luka taking the shot, or we'd rather have an easy lob finish with, you know, Dwight, or at times it was Dwight Powell, but now Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford. So in my opinion, now, obviously you've got guys like LaMelo and you've got guys that can score the ball in Charlotte, but this is his opportunity to really start being aggressive. And he's going to need that push from the coaching staff and that opportunity to get out there and take a couple of bad shots, to take a couple of try different things, figure out ways that you want to evolve as a scorer, keep adding stuff to your bag over the course of the offseason, because he does work hard. One of the biggest things when he was in Dallas, he worked out with Kyle Lowry. I can't remember which summer it was. I want to say it might've been the summer before last. And he said that Kyle Lowry was like, dude, like, you belong in the league, like, go, just go. And he said that and coming into the season. And I remember, like, you could just see the confidence. You could see him getting older, seeing like guys that are younger than him that, like, you know, when you start to get a little bit older and you're like, man, I can cook that guy. Like, he can't guard me. He's young. I'm not the new kid on the block anymore. So I think with Josh, the key will be find your spot, keep building the confidence, get the trust from your teammates, which I think he'll earn through his hard work and his defense. And I think that it's going to be up to the coaching staff to look to him as a scoring option. He's not going to be the guy that can create his own shot early on, but he is the guy that can grow that area of his game. And I think it's going to be really up to the development staff to kind of pull that out of him, because his current game right now is not a self-creator scorer, but he has capabilities. He's improved as a shooter. He's improved, or a three-point shooter. He's improved as a free throw shooter. He's improved as a finisher, a lot improved as a finisher. So there's definitely some untapped potential there.